In the late 90s and early 2000s, one name shook the whole of Ghana: Ataa Ayi. People claimed the man had heavy juju and could vanish through solid walls. The rumors went wild. Some even said he was a cold-blooded killer targeting children. He became so notorious that he was the only armed robber in Ghana's history whose face was plastered on a giant billboard across 5 different regions of the country. But what if everything you heard growing up was a complete lie? What if the most feared man in Accra was just a regular taxi driver who got mixed up in a bad situation? Today, we are splitting the facts from the fictions to look at the real story of Ghana's most famous criminal. Before the name Ataa Ayi became a nightmare, he was just Raymond Ayi Ayite, born and raised in Adabraka in 1973. He went to the popular Radiant Way Preparatory School at Odoko, but life hit him hard at a very early age, around class 4, when his mother had to leave Ghana for the UK. And because things got tough, he had to drop out of school. As he grew up, he trained as a mechanic and later started driving taxi to survive. But in 1998, a big disaster happened. He took a passenger on a long distance dropping all the way to Togo, and on his way back, he crashed his boss's taxi. The car was completely written off. Now, he was in a massive debt with no way to make money. That was when a friend introduced him to a guy named Eddie. At first, he thought he was going to be Eddie's personal driver, but Eddie quickly introduced him to the game. They started by stealing items from the boots of parked cars. So that's how they started. Whenever they get to a place where they see that, oh, maybe this car, there could be something precious in it or something valuable in it, they have their own ways of opening the boot, and then they pick the things from the car and steal. But Ataa Ayi had a serious talent for driving, and he was a master driver, so he quickly became the ultimate getaway driver for the group. And as time went on, they became like a syndicate. Now, this is where his operations was different from other robbers. Ataa Ayi and his gang did not do night operations. They did not break into people's homes. Their main modus operandi was daylight bank trail robbery. They would station someone inside the bank to monitor people withdrawing huge sacks of cash. The moment the target stepped off or drove out of the bank, Ataa Ayi's crew would tail them and then cross them in traffic. In 1999, their first major operation fetched them 12 million old cedis. Right now, that would be around 1,200 Ghana cedis. But back in the day, in 1999, in the old currency, 12 million Ghana cedis in the old currency. That was a very huge amount by then. So over his career, Ataa Ayi masterminded and participated in about 38 heavy robberies. They didn't target small fish. They didn't like small people. No. In 2004, they even crossed a team of Nigerian advertising executives who had come to Ghana to work on the NDC campaign. Another time, they entered the Christ Apostolic Church in broad daylight and raided a room where church members were actively counting money. Ataa Ayi was notorious, I must say. But look, where the stories we heard in our childhood completely missed the mark, it's actually at this point, right? Or some of the things that we heard were rumors, and that's what I want to really address in this particular story. First of all, the vanishing stories. The media and public hyped up his spiritual powers, but the truth is, the famous picture of him wearing that huge talisman around his neck was completely staged. The police put those things on him for a photo op after he was already caught. It was intentional. They deliberately put it around his neck. Then the second one, the driving myth. People swear he once escaped the police by reversing a car at top speed, 100 kilometers per hour, all the way from Alajo to Circle. But if you know the Accra roads very well, you know that's completely impossible. Like, it's not possible. When you look at the roads and the structure and even the condition of the road, you know that it's not possible. But the biggest shock of all was the claim that he was a bloodthirsty killer. Legally and historically, Ataa Ayi has never, ever been charged with a single murder. Not even manslaughter. He was strictly the mastermind and the getaway driver who sat in the car. Even though his boys carried heavy weapons like AK-47s and G3 rifles, Ataa Ayi himself never shot anyone. The only time someone died in their operations was when a Japanese businessman was shot during a struggle. But court records proved that Ataa Ayi wasn't the one that pulled the trigger. With a massive 20 million Ghana cedi bounty on his head, the police were now under pressure. In fact, anybody that was able to bring Ataa Ayi in, dead or alive, was going to take 20 million Ghana cedis. And that was, at that time, was a very huge prize money to be won. In fact, they didn't even know how he looked. The first sketch they released to the media was a completely different man. I'm sure I'll find that for you. How did Ghana's most wanted man finally fall on February 28th, 2005? It wasn't through a massive gun battle or a high-tech police track. No. It was just a family misunderstanding. Ataa Ayi was staying at his sister's house around Ungwa store. His niece got into a heavy argument with a tenant and ended up insulting her own mother. Ataa Ayi got furious at the girl's disrespect, stepped in and beat the niece to teach her a lesson. The niece got angry and went straight to the police to report him for the assault. And when the two ordinary policemen showed up at the house, they didn't even know who he was. Ataa Ayi was casually outside drying his clothes on the line. And it was when they were arresting him for his assault that the police officers took a closer look at his face and realized, Charlie, this is Ataa Ayi. The law caught up with him heavily. After multiple trials for his long list of robberies, he was slapped with a staggering 160-year prison sentence. Today, after over 20 years behind bars at Nsawam, he has completely transformed, or at least that's what he says. He is now a devoted Christian and serves as a leader amongst the prisoners. The phantom, who used to clear the streets of Accra, wasn't caught by any special intelligence. He was brought down because he got angry over family matters and hanging laundry. Did you grow up believing the vanishing stories? Or you know the real history? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll meet in the next one.